Right, Thanksgiving is less than 2 weeks away, and that means it's time to get that family dinner together. Cranberry sauce, certainly one of my favorites. And if you really want to impress your guests and your family, why not make it yourself? And we have just the man to help us out, our friend from Hugh Groman Catering, Mr. Hugh Groman himself. Hugh, from home. Good morning. How you doing?
So glad to be back. Now you see my kitchen.
I know. Well, it's a cook's kitchen. It's got to be primo, I'm sure.
It's simple, but it works.
I love cranberry sauce, but I always buy it. Is it hard to make?
Oh my God, it's the easiest thing to make. And not only am I going to show you how to make cranberry sauce, but I'm also going to demonstrate a cocktail today while the cranberry sauce is cooking a bourbon maple cocktail called it's called a Maple Bourbon Smash.
Of course you are.
And here's the thing about cranberry sauce. It's so easy to make. And the simplest recipe works out great. If you buy a bag of cranberries, it has a recipe. And it's basically like a pound of cranberries, a cup of water, and a cup of sugar. And that is just the very basic recipe. And if you put that all in a pot and you boil it all up, you'll have a great result. But I'm going to teach you how to use that basic template and make your own signature sauce, your own signature cranberry sauce. Okay, so you ready?
Bring it. We're ready.
Okay, so I've got my pot all hot, and I'm doing like a half recipe here. So I'm just going to throw the cranberries into this pot. It's hot. Put it on high. Now, so you have a liquid and a sweetener, and it's, like I said, it's usually like a cup of water and a cup of sugar. But I'm going to use apple juice and brown sugar. You could use maple syrup. You could use honey. Any kind of sweetener you want to make your own recipe. Apple juice, you can use orange juice. I wanted to try grapefruit juice, but some people take heart medication and they can't eat grapefruit juice. So maybe avoid that unless you know nobody's on heart medication. So I've got the apple juice, I've got the brown sugar, and then I'm just gonna let this cook. And meanwhile, I'm going to just make some other suggestions of things you could throw in there. So I'm gonna go over here. I got a little bit of fresh rosemary from our garden. So this is gonna make it kind of herbaceous. And that'll add some complexity. And then, oftentimes a basic recipe will have like orange zest. But this time I'm gonna try lemon zest. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna shoot some lemon zest right in here.
And is this the key, Hugh, to throw in a couple of extra goodies like cinnamon and orange zest?
Exactly. It just makes it more interesting. So if you feel like you want to be more interesting, great. And if you feel like you want to keep it really simple and comforting, that's great too. So a couple of other things I'm going to try this time. I've got a little tiny bit of red onion. I'm going real light. You could do shallots. I wouldn't do garlic. That doesn't sound right to me. It's a little too savory. But the red onion or shallots is going to be great. And then here's going to be real crazy. Well, first let me throw this in. And then I'm going to also do, here's crazy. We've got passion fruit growing in our garden. Oh. So I'm going to finish it off. Once this is all boiled and it starts to pop open, that's pretty much when it thickens up. Then I'm going to add in the passion fruit at the end. So while this is cooking, Frank, I want to show you guys this cocktail, okay?
It's cocktail time. Yes. It's kind of a maple syrup Manhattan.
Bourbon. Yeah, it's a bourbon maple smash. It's so good. So we've got 2 ounces of bourbon, and then just 1 ounce of maple syrup. Wow. And then 2 ounces of orange juice. God, I'm good at this. Here we go.
You've had practice.
I'm cursing myself. And then 2 ounces of lemon juice. And then just to make it interesting, we've got this bitters. So that gives it like that adult complexity. That gives you two dashes of the bitters. And then you stir it up. And you just serve it over ice. And you can top it with a little bit of sparkling water just to kind of dilute it and give it a little fuzz. Then I'm going to give it.
I was going to say, this is the time I wish you were in studio so I could taste that.
I know. I feel so weird to just make one drink. So, and then I've got this, just a little orange wheel here. So, okay, let me taste it. Cheers to you, Frank, and to everybody.
Well, cheers to you. How is it?
It's delicious again. Here. So this is all bubbling away. And it might take another minute or two. do we have any time to talk about strategies for entertaining outside
We've got about
this holiday season?
less than a minute to go. I was going to ask you, you can make the cranberry sauce a couple of days before the holiday too. That's the nice.
You know what? You can do it like 2 weeks in advance.
Oh, good.
This stuff is some of the most stable stuff because the acidity and the sweetness preserves it. So it's like jam or jelly. You know, it lasts for a long time. But so while this is cooking up, you know, just a couple of tips. Definitely go potluck this year. If you've got a small group outside, do it outside. Get yourself some heaters if you haven't already. Find yourself some cover. Be safe. But you can still gather in very small gatherings as long as you keep it outside and keep yourself some distance. Wear masks whenever possible, and you can still do safe gatherings.
All right. Well,
but I recommend keeping it outside.
Enjoy that cocktail and bring the cranberry up real quick and just show it to the camera if you can, real high. Kind of bend it down here. Get into that pot.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Can you see that?
Yes, we can. Boy, that looks delicious. All right.
And it's just popping. And look, it's just going to take another 5 minutes, and then it's done.
All right. Well, I won't give your address out, but I'm coming over after the show, okay?
Come on over, Frank.
All right. He's Hugh Groman from Hugh Groman Catering in Berkeley. He is the best, and we can't wait to get you back in studio. You enjoy that cocktail, and have a great Thanksgiving, too. So appreciate it.
You too.